Okay, sorry I'm late. I think it's the first time I've ever been late. I mean, yeah, because of my own fault. Actually, on the phone, just got a phone call from someone that you may or may not know. His name is Rick Wilton. And if you don't know who Rick Wilton is, first of all, good morning, everybody, and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard on a lovely, it is Monday. That's right. The weeks now are back in order. Okay, so, yep, you do. Aloha to you too, everybody. Good morning. I want to make sure we got sound, and that's it. There you go. Yeah, Rick Wilton called me up. Rick Wilton, if you don't know who he is the fella who first came out with the hot sheet back in the early, no sound. All right, Andy, you have sound? Hello, hello, hello. Beach Bum says he has no sound. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't know. Push play. There you go. So anyway, the point is that Rick Wilton in the early 1990s came out with the hot sheet, and this was before the internet, okay? But it was unbelievable, okay? Unbelievable, the stuff that he used to read newspapers just like Irwin and I did. The only thing, he read different newspapers, and he came up with stuff. I'll never forget, he broke the story in 1993, saying Carlos Delgado would never catch again. And I remember the look that Irwin gave me, almost like, why are we having this guy on? And he never caught again. And there was a pitcher named Tyler Green who pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies. His wife was a nurse, blah, blah, blah. He did get the information that Tyler Green came out of the game with an injured arm. Tyler Green, who was a pretty good pitcher back in for Philadelphia, was never the same. So just got off the phone with the great, the first guy who came out with the hot sheet, Rick Wilton. So, okay, good morning, everybody. Nice to see everybody in the chat room as it's starting to fill up. Getting a little lazy out there. We all are. I know, baseball, it's the first Sunday that Andy and I did not. We did not have a show on Sunday. Sirius has taken off all of baseball, and that's it. You know, it's what they do every year. I understand that it's a business; they got to make money, but still, for us, it's a new beginning. Okay, now we can really do our stuff. The only reason to answer Cha-Cha's question about putting the Lady and the Legend show on Sunday is that we have a contract that actually says that we can't do that. Okay, we can be on, we could have everything, but they want to, they take pride in that show. However, we are working on getting out of that, okay? Because if they don't offer us a show for next year, then that contract is out. Okay, so we'll see, and I don't think they will be offering us a show for next year because the content of fantasy baseball, it's not what they want to do, okay? So there you go. So anyway, there you go. Shohei Ohtani, who made his Angels season debut on May 7th. Now, I'm really campaigning for the fact that Shohei Ohtani may be a full-time hitter. I know he's a good pitcher, but since he came aboard May 7th into that lineup, the team is 30-25, and they have scored 289 runs, and that trails only Minnesota, the Yankees, and the Red Sox among American League teams in the offensive output over that span. He has become a very valuable player for the Angels on the hitting side. And for him not to be able to be in that lineup every day, I don't know. Yeah, Andy, you may be taking my place in that draft, so that's why one person is. I don't know if I can make the draft, but we'll see. The Indians have made up 5.5 games in 12 days. Going into the All-Star break, 5.5 games behind Minnesota. They are 21-8 since June 4th. That's the closest they've been to first place since May 20th. And, of course, the big question, and now there are some teams, Trevor Bauer, where's he going? I don't know where he's going. I hope he doesn't go anywhere on July 17th because we will be in Cleveland on July 17th. It is Trevor Bauer bobblehead night. So what do you think I'm doing? All right? What does the husband do when the wife's favorite baseball player has a bobblehead? He takes her to that game, right? So that's what I'm doing, and hopefully we can get some press passes, and Andy can get to meet Trevor Bauer in person, and let's see what happens. And maybe she'll even stay in Cleveland. I may wind up leaving without her. I have no idea what that means. Okay, the Indians reached the All-Star break now with a 50-38 record. They're trending upward. Their choices before the trade deadline will be very interesting. Same thing with the San Francisco Giants, believe it or not. The Indians are 22-9 since the start of June. Yeah, I said San Francisco. They've improved to 12 games over 500. They're 50-38. They trailed the Twins, who lost Sunday to Texas, 5.5 games. They were 11.5 back June 3rd. In the wild card standings, they have a 2-game lead over Boston, 2-game lead over Oakland for the second spot behind Tampa. So who knows? And of course, as I mentioned, the San Francisco Giants. This is unbelievable. I mean, look, the Mets, Wheeler's trade value didn't improve Sunday when the Phillies jumped on him early and added on later, sending the Mets to an 8-3 loss. But he lasted 5+ innings, surrendered 6 earned runs. He's headed for free agency after the season. He is the Mets' biggest trade chip. They are 40-50. All right, they need a miracle. And what about San Francisco? 2 weeks ago, the Giants appeared certain to be one of the biggest sellers ahead of in the 2019 trade deadline. A number of players had expiring contracts, including Madison Bumgarner, All-Star closer Will Smith, and they were supposed to overhaul their farm system. You know, look, the Giants were poised to overhaul the farm system by dealing away several veterans and getting a bunch of young players, but if they continue to play well, then it may. I'll tell you what. Since June 1st, if you're paying attention and scoring at home, the Giants are 18-14, and over the last 9 days, the offense that struggled horribly for the first 2 months of the season has. Unbelievable. If anybody's noticed this, let me know. They've averaged more than 7 runs a game, and the Giants trail 9 teams in the National League wildcard race. But they are only 6 games behind the 2 teams at the top of the pack. It's unbelievable. Look, they've recognized the play of Sean Anderson, Tyler Beatty, Austin Slater, Alex Dickerson, and if Zaidi, what's his name? Farhan Zaidi? Whatever his name is. If he starts trading away the team's top veterans during the most exciting stretch of the year, he is going to alienate the remaining players and a large segment of fans. So discussions are going to be picking up during the All-Star break as executives around the league, hurry to buy and sell by the July 31st trade deadline. They'll be meeting at the All-Star game, a lot of them, and we'll see. So the Giants believe they have a number of AAA prospects deserving promotions. Left-hander Connor Menez, he could take Bumgarner's slot in the rotation if they trade him. Reliever Sam Selman could earn a bullpen slot if Smith is dealt. Zach Green, outfielder Chris Shaw could get some playing time, but still, unbelievable that the Giant team now is even thinking of not being a trader at the trading deadline. So for all of you guys who've held out your fab money and have decided to hold on to your spot on the waiver wire, thinking there's going to be a big trade, we know the expectations are being built, but I don't know what's going to happen. All right, so 57 players have hit 20 or more home runs in 2019. 57 players, all right, in 2019. 37 players have already hit 20 or more home runs. Hold on a second. Let me rephrase this. In 2014, 57 players hit 20 or more home runs. In 2019, 37 players have already hit 20 or more home runs. And another 15 have 18 or 19. And that's where we go. And then you have Cody Bellinger, Pete Alonso, Christian Yelich, all have 30 home runs heading into the All-Star break. First time that at least 3 players have reached that total before the break since 1998. Mark McGwire, Ken Griffey Jr., Sammy Sosa, and Greg Vaughn. Don't forget Greg. They all did that. And I'll tell you what, Andrea and Cha-Cha made a trade that could go down as the poster boy for when do you avoid a trade. Now, Andrea traded Greg Kimbrell and Aaron Judge, and nobody would take Andrea's position on this trade. She got Hansel Robles back. She got Oscar Mercado. She got LeClaire from Texas, who's turning into an eclair. And she got a guy named Yuli Gurriel. And unbelievable so far. Unbelievable so far. He had a grand slam home run yesterday. First player in Astros history with a run and an RBI in 7 straight games. Ever since he made the trade, Gurriel's 14 for 27, 5 home runs, right? He's actually got 5 home runs in his career with the bases loaded, but 14 for 27, all right? Unbelievable. Very hard to trade, to have commissioners veto trades, and you can use this as the poster boy. After hitting 14 home runs for the Mariners, Jay Bruce has now hit 10 home runs for the Phillies. Now, Jay Bruce, another Met player, I put up a post the other day noting that Francisco Cervelli made a statement in the Pittsburgh newspapers that he is no longer going to catch because of his concussions. And on the bottom of that, I added a sentence. The Mets now are in hot pursuit to replace Wilson Ramos with Cervelli. And some people actually thought that was real. And they questioned me. One guy said, "Where do you live? You don't even live in Pittsburgh, all right?" Give me a break. So after hitting 14 home runs with Seattle, Jay Bruce now has hit 10 for the Phillies. He is the first player. This is unbelievable. When you think that there are no more firsts, here's a first. He's the first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 10 or more home runs for 2 different teams before the All-Star break. Unbelievable. Now you take a look at the Orioles, who will enter the All-Star break 27-62. That's a .303 percentage if you're scoring at home. Last year they had a .289 before the All-Star game. Second team in Major League Baseball history to enter the All-Star break with a winning percentage under .310 in back-to-back seasons. 1941-42 Phillies were that team. All right, let's throw out a trivia question. Name the team in Major League Baseball with the lowest strikeout percentage by their hitters. What team has the lowest strikeout percentage in the National League? Okay, let's narrow it down. The team with the lowest strikeout percentage of hitters in the National League. Okay, anybody want to take a shot with that? Okay, and Beach Bum saying he's giving up fantasy baseball. Unbelievable. Good morning to you all. Nice to see Jay Bass in after a long absence. Good morning to Andy and Arnie. Arnie coming up next. Beach Bum and the Beer Man and Cam and Cha-Cha and DK and Jay Bass. Donaldson the Leonard is here. Lula Landers, Malpal, Mythical, Unholy Toledo, White Sox Gal, and Zelmo. Thank you very much, kiddos. Appreciate everybody being here. The team with the lowest strikeout rate. And it's not the Dodgers, Andy. 5 different players. Did you see yesterday in Cincinnati? 5 different players played left field for the Reds in one game. The 11th time since 1908 that a team has had 5 different players at left field in the same game. How about that? Now, the Reds had 6 one time back in 2016. The Nationals are the first team in history with 3 pitchers with at least 125 strikeouts prior to the All-Star break. They got Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin, and so it was pretty good. So, and here's the interesting thing. We talk about pitchers pitching. You'd rather have a National League pitcher than an American League pitcher. And as of now, the top 5 players in Major League Baseball in home runs are all from the National League. Yelich, Bellinger,